Kurt Kelly reporting from Bailey Property and Livestock today with the market report from HRLX over there at Singleton. 518 cattle in the market there today. Few less numbers about. Been a lot of good rain in the local district over the past 4 or 5 days, so there has. Starting off on the export cattle, the best of the heavy cows sold at $2.90 per kilo today. There were some really good heavy cows in the market there. The medium weight cows, they sold fairly solid. You were sort of $2.60 to $2.85 a kilo for the medium weight cows, and very few plain cows in the market there today. Feeder steers, best of the feeder steers selling at $3.80, but the majority of them $3.20 to $3.50 for the heavy feeder steers. Moving on to the feeder heifers. Feeder heifers sort of making $2.90 to $3.40 a kilo there all day. Probably just tried to pull it back a little bit. I thought they were sort of starting them at $2.70 or $2.80, but majority of them making either side of $3 a kilo. Moving on to the trade calves. Best of the trade calves, there was a few outstanding grain-fed trade calves in the market there today for the butchers to have a chop at. They're a little bit softer than what they were last week. They sort of got up into the 380s last week. The best of them there today making to a top of 366 for some pretty outstanding Speckle Park Cross high yielding calves. They were quite good calves for the breed. Moving on to the restocker cattle, the best of the Angus steers, sold some good Penza Angus steers there today. They were sort of high 300 kilos, giving 400 kilos a shunt and making, they made just about $3.90 a kilo and returning sort of between $1,400 and $1,450 per head. Their lighter brothers, they sold up to 402 cents per kilo for their lighter brothers. But the best of the little light blow-away calves, they made 430 cents per kilo for them. Moving on to the weaner heifers, the best of your weaner heifers sold to $3.56 per kilo today, but they were some butcher heifers. Your restocker heifers, a lot of them being kicked off at $2.70 or $2.80 and making a touch over $3. There was a handful there, got to sort of $3.20, but the majority of them sort of $2.90 to $3.10 per kilo. So that's a bit of a wrap on today's market report. Don't forget, 28th of this month, we're on Friday the 28th, sorry. We've got a store sale at HRLX, so if you're wanting to book some cattle in, feel free to give Zach or myself a call. Thank you very much.